especially with so much people looking to jump online. I think it's really a great opportunity. So I think people have started joining in. So guys, thank you so much for joining in. This is our very first episode, and usually we do our product tour on Tuesdays, but this time we have decided to do it on Thursday due to some technical reasons. So with me, I am Udit Goenka, the founder and CEO of PitchGround, and with me is Lahiru, and he's the founder and CEO of an awesome ERP solution known as Dislio. So Lahiru, people who don't know who you are, if you can just take a couple of minutes to introduce yourself, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm Lahiru, and actually I'm founder and CEO of a company called Codebus. The Dislio ERP is the flagship product of that company, actually. So we founded the company in 2016, and we've been now serving more than 50 enterprise clients locally, and also more than 400 international clients in our Dislio ERP. So yeah, we have about 10 people in our team, and we are actually doing good at the moment. Yeah.
Awesome, that's fantastic. So how big is your team as of now?
As of now, we have 7 people working permanently for us, and we have 3 people on the contract basis. We get them time to time as we get the work like.
Awesome. What got you started to being a founder to begin with?
Actually, I'll start with a story why I made this product. Actually, in 2016, when I graduated, uh, I wanted to start something like a bespoke software development company. So I founded one, and I was getting like a lot of queries for custom softwares. So one day, a client came to us and with a requirement that actually a problem that he had, he was looking for a solution for that. So at the time, he was the second largest hardware supplier in our country, and he was having like more than 50 sales representatives going all around the
Hmm.
island. And he was like managing more than 20 trucks loaded with the inventory and going island wide distributing things. But he had this one major problem where he did not have any visibility in his business. So what happened is every morning when he got up, he had to make more than 30 calls, and he had to rely on the people's words rather than looking it to himself. So that's when he came to me and asked if Lahru, if I can have a solution where when I get up in the morning and if I can log in to the system by phone, and at a glance if I can see everything in a software, so that would be nice for me. So that's when we brainstormed and designed the Dislio ERP. Actually, that was it developed for a client, but particular client, but later we modularized it and developed it in a way that it would fit every small and medium sized businesses. So now we have launched it globally, and we are happy to be on the pitch ground as well. So I hope this software would help a lot of people, a lot of small and medium sized enterprises to solve their problems.
Awesome. That's brilliant. So why just like ERP? Like there are so many problems out there in the world, right? Why did you decide to build and solve only this problem, right? With so many other products out there, so many entrepreneurs trying to solve this specific problem that you have figured out, right? Why did you try to be just another person to solve this problem, and how uniquely are you solving this challenge right now?
Yeah, actually, to be honest, there are the ERP is a very competitive market in worldwide. So, and the reason why I decided to go with an ERP is like most of the people can't afford the ERPs currently in the market. Like they are so
Right.
expensive, right? And they are when people get scared when they heard the name ERP, like when
Right.
they get scared. So those are that kind of expensive and also very complicated. Like you will
Right.
be not be able to figure it out. Like even if you use it for like 4 months, you will not be able to figure it out. There are some years you will not be able to. So what
Right.
I had in mind is something very affordable, the fraction of the cost of the current market, and also very user friendly. So what I did is I got into the customer shoes rather than being in a developer. I got into the customer shoes and looked in the way where that would be easy for him to use this software, right? So we
Mhm.
design this ERP looking from that point, not from a developer view. So that's why,
Awesome. That's brilliant.
yeah, so that's why you will see in a moment. So our interfaces are like very simple and workflows are very, anyone could figure it out like easily. The learning curve is very short. So yeah.
Awesome, brilliant. So guys, if you have any questions about Dislio, start dropping them in. If or if you have any questions from Lahiru, you can start dropping in. We're gonna get started with the product also. Lahiru, are you ready to share your screen
Yes.
and start sharing the awesome product you have built with everyone?
Yes.
Awesome.
Give me a moment.
So
I,
the screen is all yours, and I'm gonna disappear from here. I'm gonna be in the background, taking up all the questions and getting them ready. So for the next 30 minutes, the screen is all yours.
right. So what I first do is I'll log into the SaaS solution. The main thing you see here is you can have multiple businesses. There are 3 businesses that I have currently created. What I'm going to do is I will create the fresh entity. So what you have to do is you click here. You can select whatever plan and you just fill up the details. Let's say I'll fill up Dislio. I will select currency as USD and time here, and I will start the 30-day free trial. So it will shoot up in a minute, right? So we have just set up a fresh installation of the entity. So what you have to do is you log into that. So this will be your default screen. So this is the dashboard. So you can see it's a fresh install. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the settings, basic settings, where you have to set up the ERP when you log in first time. So here in the settings, you are seeing something called app settings. You go here and there you can set up your company name. You can, if you submit something else, and then you can change it here as well. And I will quickly write the street address, the website, if you have any email tax, if an email tax identification, and you can upload a logo, and you can change the currency and the time zone from here. These are the default accounting sets that you will see here. I will come back to you later. So in the template settings, there are few things that I need to tell you. There are 3 invoicing printing templates that you can configure from here, and there whatever you want to show in the invoices, you can tick go and tick from here. And number of items that you want to print in the invoice, you can define it here. You can print a default invoice message, default quotation message, or default sales order message here. In the customer settings, you can set up default customer prefix here, the credit limit, default credit days. And in the email settings, this is useful when you are sending emails, PDF attachment directly from the ERP to the customer. These things will be included in the email body. So you can change the default wording here. And also when you are sending it, you can manually alter it as well. So I will just update the settings, and now I'm going to set up a store. So you might have more than one store. So but in default, the main store is set up when you create the entity. So I'll quickly set up a vehicle as an inventory. So I just put the and store type as vehicle, and the countable telephone, let's say this one. Yeah, we just added this another store. Now I'm going to route management. Route management is where this is helpful if you are a particular distributor. You could have different routes tagged to the customer. So I will here I will add route A, right? So if you go to currency management, the whatever the default currency that we submitted when we create the entity will be appear here. Other than that, if you need, for an example, let's say AED with the rate against to the default currency rate, you can put it here. This would be automatically updated every night. And this is the tax type management. You only have to do this at once. Normally we have put some sample entries for your information. So the first entry is actually non-tax. So what you can set the tax rate to 0, and the compound tax is has no. And I'm going to create a, let's say, a GST with the tax rate of 15, and I'm going to put it as a compound tax. So you just add the tax here. If you want to create a tax group, what you can do is you can add a tax group here. You give a name, let's say VAT plus GST. I'm just imaging the taxes. So what you have to do is then you can select the taxes to be included in the tax group. You can also order this one according to the calculation that you need according to your country, and you can just add this. So that will be added. So these options will be populated when you are creating a customer. And now let's add a user, right? So you can have like multiple users using this system. So what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to add my colleague Lakshita to the system as a super admin. You can see there are different user levels. I will come back to this later. And the mains, he will be managing the main store. So you just added the second user. Now I'm sure you have one question, whether you could be able to set up user permissions. So there are two ways you could do this. First, you can set up a common permission called user permission groups. Here in the settings, you can see the tab user permission groups. So where you can select a super admin or some many user role. So we have configured more than 118 user permissions where you can individually turn on and turn off this setting. So I'm going to keep this as now. Other than that, you can set up individual user permissions from the user permissions summary. So then you can select a particular user. For example, I'm going to select Lakshita, and I'm going to be like disabling the adding new users for him. So he won't be able to add new users, but he will be able to do anything else which is defined here. So right, that's about setting up the main system settings in the ERP. So once you have done this, I think you are good to go. So now I'll go to the inventory. Here you have few modules: products, goods received, notes, purchase orders, stocking transfers, likewise. And first, before adding a product, you will have to define your categories. We are allowing up to 3 subcategory levels that which you could add. So now what I'm going to do is I will add the category name as beverage, and I'm going to put, give me a second. Right. So I just I just got the account list from something else. So you have to feed the account list actually. So I have added the soft drinks. So I'm going to add let's say beverages. And under, let's say under beverages, you need to add let's say chocolate milk or something. You can define it here, right? So now you can add a product actually. So you go to inventory products. So I will go do it again, inventory products and add product. And you can define your own product code. This has to be unique for this product, or you can keep it blank and fill the other things. System will automatically generate a code for you. So for this, I will add say Milo and keep this as finished good. If you think there are other things, raw materials, like, you can select it as well. The main category, I'm going to select soft drinks, subcategory as a chocolate milk, and I'm going to set the selling price for, let's say, 100. And if you know the last purchase price, you can add it, or otherwise you can keep it blank. So if you know the last purchase price, there are few things you can do here. uh, let's say if you know your last purchase price and you want to set up a 200% profit margin, you can see once while you are typing it, the system will automatically suggest the selling price. Or if you want to keep it like define selling price, it will tell you what would be the profit margin that you will be getting. Right. You can set up the unit of measurements. It could be numbers, kg, liters, meters, or likewise. And you can just add the product. Right. Once you added the product interface will be look like this. You can update the product image if you want, so it will appear in the quotations and those things. So this is the basic product detail that's here. So I'm going to add, since this is let's say this Milo, I think this comes in 12 packs. I can add a packing list actually. So what I will put is in the box, I will add 12 contents, right? So that's about the product list. So now I'm going to add a supplier, because you need to get your items from a supplier, and I will tell you how to track those bills as well. So here, when you go to inventory suppliers, and when you add supplier, you will be getting this. You can put something. Let's say I put supplier A, address, mobile phone number, and a land phone number, and you can add a supply, right? Now what I am going to do is there are two ways you can input the quantity of the items into the system. You can either go create a purchase order, then later convert it to a GRN, or you can directly raise a GRN and approve it. The items will be in the inventory. So what I am going to do is I am going to create a purchase order first. So in inventory, you click purchase orders, then add purchase order, and you can select supplier. So I'm going to select supplier A, and I'm going to select, let's say, Coca-Cola. Let's say I got 10 items, let's say $100, and I'm going to add the second item, Milo. I got 20 items, let's say for $150. So you click this and save it as a draft. Then you will get an interface like this. So here you can actually maintain status for the sales purchase order. So once you submit the initial purchase order, stockkeeper will be reviewing it, whether you need these items or not. So once he review it, he can click on this one. And when the cost is reviewed by the back office, they can click this one. Once the head office approved it, you can click this one. And once you place the order with the supplier, you can click this one. So you can see every status is tracked here, and you can see it everywhere in the system. And once you get the purchase order with the GRN, you can mark it as completed. What then happen is system will generate automatic GRN, so you don't have to submit all those information again into GRN. You can just click view GRN and everything will be here. So let's say you only got 9 items from the supplier. You can change it here actually. Let's say 8 items. So I'm going to change it to 8 and net total would be, I think, 80. Then you can update this one. And one thing we have done here, most of the people need to get the exact landing cost of a product when, especially when they are importing. So in most of the ERPs, there is no way to calculate the exact cost of goods when you importing goods. So here we have added a special feature. Before you approve the GRN in the actions, you can add those expenses actually. So you can select the account. Let's say I'm going to select whatever the expense account. For an example, let's say transport expenses from the supplier A or supplier. Let's say someone else, you are paying someone else a description. Let's say freight charges, and that cost you, let's say, $30, and you can submit these things. Once you submit these things, you can see based on the total costing, system will take a weighted average and distribute these expense cost to the unit cost. So at first you saw this was 10, now it has changed to 12.14, and this has changed to 8.14. So this is actually based on an algorithm. Like, it will not put these values randomly or like in a equal way, but it does see it actually calculated based on the total cost weight. And now you can mark this GRN as completed, and these items will be available in the stocks. At the same time, there will be 2 bills generated. You can see it here, one for the GRN and the actual purchase for the supplier A, where you can this is actually the accounting system that you can manage all those payments. And if you go back, another bill was raised in the accounting module for the freight charges. These are for the accounting purposes actually. So if I go into this product now, you can see the 80 actual, there are 18 items actually available here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a sales order. First of all, I'm going to create a customer. So you go to customer and add customer. You can do this while you create an invoice, but I'll just create a customer for your reference. Let's say I'll put my name. And you can fill out these details. If you don't think that is necessary, then you can keep it. And I will put this on as NBT plus VAT. And you just add the customer. There are few things you can do in a customer view. Few things such as if you don't want to remember what are the discounts that you would be giving to this particular customer, or this happens if you have dealers in your customer list, for especially if you have agreed a special fixed discount rate or product wise discount rate, normally at the invoice point you would have to manually edit. So here what you can do is you can predefine all the discounts for this customer. So you can have a fixed discount here for that will apply for every invoice that he takes, or you can define a product wise discount. So let's say if this customer buys Coca-Cola, you want to give a 5% discount. So you can add a percentage wise discount into this here. This is a predefined one. And let's say if you don't want to give a percentage, let's say if he's buying Milo, you want to give it to, let's say, 3. You can define a price as well. So when you create in the invoice, system will automatically check all these things that you have submitted, and it will apply discounts automatically in the invoice. So if you go down, you can see the customer history, if there are any invoices, payments, sales returns, or sales orders or quotations. All those things will be listed out here. So you have the 360 view of a customer in this interface. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a sale. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to add a quotation for this customer. Let's say I wanted 12 Coca-Colas. So you go to quotations, add quotations, and select the customer. All the details that you have feeded will be populated here. And if you go down, you can, let's say I'm going to order 12 Coca-Colas and also 10 Milos, let's say, if that's available. Now you save it as draft, and here you can see there are few special things that you could do here. Normally, when you are giving discounts, you will have to give discounts to all of the items at once. Most of the ERPs in the market are work like that, but we have some different cases requested from the customers where they need to have different discount ratios maintained for each product. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a, let's say, 5% discount. The 5% discount is, you can see, already applied since I defined it. And let's say for this one, the prices defined as 3, but I'm going to give a 2% discount manually as well. Or you can add a bulk discount at once. And let's say if you want to add delivery charges, and there's a button in the add services. This is helpful also if you are providing services rather than invoicing from inventory items. You can just type in the service. So for delivery also, let's say I'll be charging 10. Right. So as you can see, so these items are added and the taxes are calculated. And one thing you can do here, these prices, if these prices are defined with tax inclusive, you can just change this to tax inclusive. All the calculations will be changed according to that. If you want to keep it as tax exclusive, you can change it from here, and all the calculations will be changed immediately. And you can add a quotation message here as well. So now let's say there are two things you can do from this quotation. You can send this quotation to a customer. You can CC, BCC, and send it to any customer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate a sales order. You can actually directly generate invoice if all the items are available. If any items are not available, it will be automatically prompting to you saying the some items are not in the inventory. To keep the workflow, now I'm going to generate a sales order. So I'll be generating a sales order from here. So you can see, as you can just click this link and it will navigate to the particular sales order. From here, you can also add another item, so you can change any. If you change your mind, you can change the prices, change the discounts, and you have all this flexibility. So as you can see, the special thing is you have only one input point, and all the data is like go with your workflow in the system. You don't have to duplicate the data entry. So here I'm going to check the availability of this product. Right. So you can see all the items are available. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something. I'm going to change this quantity to 30 and update it again. Now you can see there are only 18 items available in the inventory. So the system has allocated these 18 items to this customer, and you have to order another 12 to fulfill this order. So this is this comes very useful when you have to partially fulfill the customer's order. So normally you will have to keep that in mind and send the 18 and later order in the 12. And so what happens here is you can keep track of that. So I'm going to approve the sales order as this is. So then you can tick these items. So whatever available here, you can tick these items. I'm going to, let's say I'm going to put the delivery charge for Coca-Cola, and I'm not going to invoice this item at this time. I will put it in a different invoice when these items are available. So I click these, whatever the 218 items available and the delivery cost, and I'll be generating invoice for those two items. Now you can see the invoice is generated. If you go down, you can see the invoice summary. The invoice is appeared here. You can just click it and it will navigate to the actual invoice. Now you from the quotation to sales order to invoice, you have come this far. You have already invoiced client and everything is in place. So there are a few options. If the customer have overpayments, the excess payments, you can settle invoice from here, or you can add a payment. Or if you think you need to change the tax type, you can do it here, or you can change the invoice dates, add a shipping date, shipping warehouse, a DHL or something, or a tracking number. Anything could be added here before you complete this invoice. And you can also here also you can change all these items. So as you can see, we are using this first in first out. So we have two grns with the Coca-Cola items. The first one is 10, the second one is 8. So these are fulfilled from two different grns. So that's done to keep the cost of goods exactly to the center. So rather than keeping it as a weighted average, you can get the exact cost from this way. And now I'm going to put this as packed. Actually, the warehouse will mark this invoice as packed. And when you put it into your delivery, you put it on delivery. Once this invoice is delivered, you mark it as delivered. You can also email the client the invoice from here. And now see, you have done everything to the invoice. Now I will go back to this sales order to tell you how you are going to fulfill this 12. Right. So let's say you get another 20 from a different shipment, and I'm going to add another good. This time I'm going to directly add the goods received note. So I'm going to add the goods received note from the same supplier, Coca-Cola's 30 items at 300. Or you can, if you want, you can put expiry date as well. It is not mandatory actually, but for this one I put it. And you validate it and save as a draft. And then you mark this as completed. Right. So if I go to the product now, where you can see actually total available items are like 30. You have pre-ordered 30 available. So what, when I go here and I'm going to recheck the availability again here, and those pending 12 is now allocated. Now you can select this item and the second item as well and generate the second invoice for this customer. Now you have completed the sales order. You have fulfilled all the customer's requirement in two invoices. This is partial invoicing, and that is tracked under the sales order. So you go to the sales order and also this is as delivered. Right. Okay. Now if you go to the customer, you can see there are two customer invoices, no payments received. This is actually due, and one sales order. If you go to invoices summary, you can see the open balances for this customer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add two payments to these two invoices. One is a cash payment. So you can select the customer. This can be done directly from the invoice as well. I will show you from a directly invoice. For this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add payment. Simply click that. All the details will be fulfilled. Cash, and let's say I'm going to put 1,000 as a partial payment, and you can select the deposit account. If you in the chart of account, if you feed your actual banking accounts, you can select this here and later use this to reconciliation. If you want to submit the deposited date, you can also put it here. If you want to tag the sales rep, you can do it here, otherwise you keep it blank. Now you get an option to select. You will get with the aging. The aging will be in the descending order. Whatever the highest comes at the first, so you can select this one and system will automatically allocate the amount, and you submit the record. If it is a cash payment, you will get hold or approve. Once you approved it, and I go to the invoice, you can see I have paid 1,000 and 880 is due. So I'm going to add the second payment. I'm going to do it in the payment summary, invoicing payments, add payment. This time I'm going to do it as a post-dated check. So let's say customer has given a check with the value of 3,000. Receive date, and then you have a check number, bank, let's say HSBC, branch, maybe Virginia, check date June 30th, and you select the deposit account. You can keep this blank and later fill it on, but I'll fill it for now. And the same like that, you will get the selection. So now here comes the interesting part. You select this one and you select this one. You can see there's an overpayment of 845 for this customer, and I'm going to submit this record. And you can see if you submit a future date, it will automatically check will be marked as post dated. Later you can check the banking statement and validate it against here the approval returned. For now I will be going back to the transaction and going to approve this one, considering so you can see there are these open balances would be settled by the this check payment, and you will also have a 845 as a excess payment for this customer. Once you approved it, this would be saved as overpayment and all the invoices would be settled. You can see these invoices are settled, no overdues. There are two things you can do with this excess payment. Actually, you can add a refund. You can refund this to customer, or you can keep this in the system and later use it to invoice office. What I'm going to do is I will show you both. So what I'm going to do is I will refund half of this one, 400 of this one, and keep another 400 in the system. So in the payment record, you can see a button in the add refund. You select the refund type from the excess payment and refund from the excess payment number one, and I'm going to refund 400. And you can select the what bank account you are refunding from. So what from what account that you are writing the check or transferring the cash to the customer. So I'll keep it as this is and at the refund. Now you can see 400 is refunded to the customer, and I have 445 still with me as excess payment. What I'm going to do is I'll quickly generate another invoice to the same customer. Let's say I'll order another 5 cokes. And now you can see when you go to the invoice of any invoice of that customer, system will prompt you there are pre-payments available for this customer. What you have to do is once you deliver this invoice, you simply click this button, a prompt will come and you can settle this invoice, type the amount. You can type it full or you can put a half amount. So I'm going to fully settle this one and add this and settle it from the overpayment. Right. Now you still have a open balance of 111. So that has to be settled from another payment from the customer. So that way you can manage all the payments, all the invoices in the same scenario. So now I will quickly go into the accounting and show you how the general ledger has recorded all these information. So you can see from the creating invoices and from the creating payments, refunds, everything is tracked in as double entries automatically. You don't have to submit this into another accounting software. So this the accounting module will be tracked, like whatever you do will be tracked immediately in the accounting system. So you can even see the system has correctly calculated the cost of goods and put all the trade debtors, cost of goods sold, sales, even the tax output. It's calculated since this is a group taxing. Uh, it has put 2 entries into the 2 accounts and calculated it invoice. Right. So now I'll quickly go into the stock in transfers, where you can transfer whatever in the, let's say in the main store you have 13 number of Coca-Colas. I want 3. I'll quickly create a store before that. Right. Go to stock in transfers. You select main one and you click 3 and you will be transferring this to the vehicle and you can select the recipient where he will confirm the receipt. So you submit the stock into transfer and you proceed it and mark it as in transit. Once you mark it as in transit, this stock could be reserved. You can see if you go to the product that is in the reserve, so nobody can order it until it landed in the other store. And you put it as delivered. Then if I go into that product again, you can see in the main store you have 10 items, in the vehicle you have 3 items. So this could be used to manage multiple warehouses inventory. Also stock adjustment, let's say you have lost one item from the vehicle, you can simply put this the new, let's say vehicle supposed to have 3 number of Coca-Colas but you only have 2. I can quickly put a stock adjustment and make it 2. Once you approve it, it will do a stock shrinkage and stock will be like deducted as, like you can see now there's 2 here. And material issue notes is where if you want to, for an example, give sample products or give free issues, you can actually click this one and create a material issue note. And so yeah, so I'll go to the POS, where we have implemented the POS interface inside the ERP. What you can do with this is actually you can create a user account for the cashier. If you have a storefront, you can create an account for your cashier and give permission only to this module, post module. Then you can load this interface into any post terminal currently available in the market. If you can plug it with the internet connection, you can load this interface into any post terminal. Then in a touch interface, you can invoice something like the similar what you do, and you whatever you do here would be immediately reflected in the stocks, also in the invoices payments likewise. So you don't have to re-enter any data. So for an example, I'll go to the invoices. You can see that invoice has been tracked into the coming into the same invoice. The stock is updated. That is happening. So in the accounting section, you have the standard accounting features here. The main thing is most of the things what you do here in the inventory, sales orders, invoicing, posts or quotations, whether if it should hit an accounting entry, it should do accounting entry, it will automatically come here, and you can set up your chart of accounts. We have set up different like default set of accounts. You can always change these things, and you can add an account. I'll go to the accounting dashboard. So you can add an account if you want to put a name. Let's say cash and cash equivalent, and subcategory, let's say you want to create a current account. You can do that here. If you want to create a sub account of a parent account, you can also do this. Select your main parent account from here and create the account. So it will reflect in the chart of accounts. You can quickly search from here and the account will pop up with balance, credit, debit. And you can here add a manual journal entry. I'll quickly add a manual journal entry. Let's say from petty cash, I'll be from the bank account. Let's say from the bank account, we transfer intent to the petty cash. Okay. You can enter manual journal entry from here. So it will reflect in your accounting. So now this billing. If you go to billing, you can see all the GRNs that you have created. An automated bill has been created depending on the cost that you have inputted there. And you can change all those things before you approve this one. So I'm going to quickly approve this one. And also do a bill payment to this supplier from the bank account. Let's say, yeah, cash and amount 300. So all these things, I'll quickly go to the journal so you can see it. General ledger. You can see bill is posted, the transfer also posted, bill is posted, and the bill payment also posted. The trade creditors has been debited. Likewise, all the entries are here. Also in the chart of accounts, if you can go to a particular account. Let's say we go to the trade debtors. You can select a date range. It will show you the opening balance before this date and the ending balance date. And you can click in this blue icon. It will show you the exact double entry that has been automatically posted here. And you can quickly navigate to the invoice from here. If it is depending on this type, it will change. If it is a payment, you can navigate to for the payment. If it is a bill, you can navigate to the bill. Also, by any chance, if you want to switch this entry, let's say you made a mistake and you want to shift this entry to a new account, you can do that as well. You can also export to Excel all these entries, or you can print it to report and for later analysis cases. So I'll go back to the accounting dashboard. So you can see bill payments, and the vouchers is where you manage. This is similar to bills. If you want a different way of managing expenses or petty cash, you can use vouchers, but this is not mandatory. This works the same way as a bill, but you have a different. You can keep a assignee to approve a voucher. That's the only difference you have here. What I do is I'll quickly uh, put something. So we have to select the account which you are transferring from. Yeah, here you can see there are few status. Whoever you tagged as the assignee will get a notification into the accounting dashboard where they need to approve these vouchers. When you can see there's a pending voucher for me. So you can click it and approve it and mark it as paid as well. So it will track the expenses in there. Okay, so I'll quickly dive into the reports. You have different set of reports here: the sales reports, inventory reports, accounting reports, and the other reports. We are consistently updating this section. So what happens is you will get more and more reports, more fine-tuned reports here. So for example, if you go to sales invoice summary, you can see all there are a lot of filters you can use here: customer group, status, and likewise, and you can download all the reports to Excel or print it out. All the reports are white label, so you don't get the Dislio branding in any of the reports. And sales ordering report is there. I'll quickly go into the accounting reports. You have profit and loss statement, where you can select a date range and get the exact net profit of your business. You can quickly click these icons and have diving through the whatever this value posted here. You get all the information, and even you can click the account and it will directly go into the particular account in chart of accounts, and you can get a good idea about what is that value contains. And if you go into the balance sheet, it will show you the assets, liabilities, and everything, and whether the balance sheet is balanced or not. Okay, so those are the major parts that I wanted to show you in the system. So Udi, yeah, I think everything is most of the things I have explained.
Awesome. That's absolutely brilliant. I think this is one of the most robust and well-developed product, I would say, that's out there. It's completely ready. Pretty much like every bits and pieces of something in an ERP that's required by a company, it's already pre-built out there. How much guys did you guys spend building out this entire system?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. How much time did you guys spend building up the entire system?
Actually, it took us about 3 years to develop this product. Only.
Wow. So 3 years is what it took you guys to reach. That's
Actually,
absolutely brilliant.
those 3 years, this is not actually developed based on the imaginations.
Hmm.
What we have done is we have a clientele in our local market. So we have put this product, and based on their feedback, we have improved every part of this. And whatever you see here now, we are launched in globally, is industry tested several times.
Awesome, brilliant. So we have several questions coming in. I've written down all the questions. So I'm going to start shooting up the questions for you.
Yeah.
The very first question is, do you happen to have a Shopify integration ready?
With Shopify, WooCommerce, OpenCart, Magento, and the PrestaShop integration will be live in the end of August.
Okay, brilliant. So all of them are going to come together, or they're going to come like one by one?
Shopify, WooCommerce, and the OpenCart we will be pushing first, and later by the maybe the first of the next month, the other two will
Mm-hmm.
become.
Awesome, brilliant. So by August end is what we can expect all of these integrations to be available for people, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So guys, anyone who is looking for Shopify, uh, they just have to wait until the end of August, which is right around the corner. Actually, we just like a couple of months away, and that integration would be available. People are really excited about that. The same for WooCommerce as well, right? The
Yes.
Shopify, WooCommerce, and
Shopify,
BigCommerce, right?
WooCommerce, and the OpenCart is the main priority. Yeah, the others will also be developed.
Awesome, brilliant. The next question coming in is, do you happen to have the mobile app ready?
Actually, Udit, this system is mobile responsive. So you can actually do most of the things in a mobile phone by just typing out the URL. You don't need a
Okay.
separate mobile app for this one. It is made in a way where it compatible with tablets and the mobile phones.
Awesome, brilliant. So there is one question coming in. Um, and yeah, Kushal is asking, can it be used for a jewelry shop?
Yes, actually, you can use this for any inventory management business.
So let's say that if someone is running any kind of offline store or a restaurant, it can be pretty much used anywhere, right?
Yes, yes.
So do you happen to have, or are you planning to build maybe some sort of an app, or maybe in a way where, let's say that it can be a client-facing one where, let's say if I'm running a restaurant, right, I need
Right.
to have a nice-looking menus where people can just go and place an order. Is that something that I can do right now, or is it something that you are probably like
Actually,
planning down the road?
you are referring to the client login portal, right? So
Right.
it's in our roadmap, but I think it will not be available in the next 2 3 months. But probably by the end of year or the beginning of the new year, next year, we are planning to do a client portal login as well.
Okay, brilliant. So it's definitely coming, but not on an immediate roadmap, but
Yeah,
probably somewhere around January or February, tentatively. In
yeah,
case if the time permits, then I'm hoping that it might get pushed early.
yeah.
But if you guys want him to make it early, then you can always buy the product which is available on PitchGround and start bombarding him with pushing to get the
Yeah.
client portal done early. I think that's one of the best ways that customers can get things done, you know.
Actually, that happened because I think we got a lot of queries for barcode integration. So we
Hmm.
had that in the roadmap actually, but it was in the end of the year. But since
Hmm.
the lot of pitch grounders asked it in our like support chat, we decided to launch it end of next month.
Okay, awesome. That's absolutely brilliant. So I think that's one of the powers that
Yeah,
all the pitch grounders have is that they can make the founders push the features that they want first. So guys, our client portal is definitely going to come, and regardless of whatever kind of store that you're running, or if you're running an agency, then this is absolutely brilliant for you, especially with brick and mortar business. Remember that most of the brick and mortar businesses, as soon as the lockdown is going to start getting over around the world, the first thing that they would look for is how to go online, how to start promoting everything online, how to set up everything online, how to do marketing online. That will give agencies so much opportunity out there that product like these can be a huge boon for you to go out there and start selling and start setting up a system like this where you can simply purchase and you can set up the entire store and you can charge them for a management fees. So that's something that you can do, and that's something that I would highly recommend you to do, because there are like millions of businesses around the world who were completely against going online. They just wanted to stay offline. But with the global pandemic right now, people are now forced to go online. And also remember that whenever any sort of incident happens in the world, it also leads to opportunities, right? And it leads to better opportunities for everyone. People start upgrading things, people start improving their workflows. People have already understood the importance of internet today. People have already understood the importance of online businesses, and most of the businesses that have been online 100% have not only survived during this time, but they have really flourished during this time. So that is something that I would highly recommend, is that you can use these as your selling pitch when you're looking to sell a management software to your leads, that you can actually help them go online and manage their entire inventory. That's a huge opportunity for you to tap into, because still there are so many brick and mortar businesses that are either using like a very traditional software, or they're still using Excel sheet, or forget about Excel sheet. Many of them are still using paper and pen at the moment, right? Where even if they have to look and search for something, they spend about 10 minutes just like slapping out the pages, trying to find out where they have written what. So there's so much opportunity out there that I would recommend you guys not to miss out on these opportunities. So that's extremely important. So the next question is coming in is do you happen to have a roadmap, Lairu, that you can share with everyone?
Yes, actually, roadmap will be live, I think, by Sunday.
Okay, perfect. So what would be ideal would be if you can just place the roadmap in your photo. That will
Yes,
be really
yes.
ideal. So this way, anyone coming
After
on
they
the
click
website.
put it, there will be a link in the main menu for the roadmap and also the help desk.
Okay, perfect. So guys, by the end of this weekend, the roadmap link would be available in the footer. So as soon as you check out the roadmap, you can see what fits in for you right away. And if something that you love, you can go ahead and make the suggestions to them. If something that you absolutely don't want, let them know about it as well, so that they can accordingly push the things that are more important that you guys as a fellow pitch rounders need right now. Those things can be escalated first, and the things that are not required can be pushed out to the later stages. So remember that Leru has purely built Dislio in 3 years based on all the feedbacks. It wasn't just built up to this to the current stage randomly. It was purely built out based on every single feedback, and the features were built based on those feedbacks. And that just shows the character of the team. That just shows the people behind the team who are really supporting the product. And not only that, they're really taking care of their customers, which is very important. And one of the biggest reasons why we wanted to bring Dislio on PitchGround was because of the awesome founders and the team behind it. And then comes the product. It's always the team and then the product. So both of those things over here are absolutely brilliant. I would highly recommend you to go and check out Dislio. Leo, there's another question coming in. One person is asking, is there any free trial that they can like simply sign up to test
For
out?
any except for the PitchGround package, there are all the our two packages currently available, the Pro and the Business plan. You can try it for 30 days. 30 days free trial is available.
Awesome.
Without
So
you don't need to submit the credit card even. You can just shoot up a trial and try it out for 30 days.
awesome. So guys, if anyone wants to just give it a shot before making a purchase, again, no pressure. Just go out there and test the software. See if it's a right fit for you. That's always step number one. Just go ahead and set up your entire ERP system. Just set it up for you and your client. You have a lot of time to make a decision. Don't just rush into a decision right now, because Dislio will be available for quite some time on PitchGround. But we want you to go and test out the software yourself. You will see how stable the platform is. You will also notice that how quickly you can get started up and running. In a matter of maybe just half an hour, you will be all set and up and running, depending on the product. Obviously, if you have thousands of products, then definitely it will take a little time. But if you, let's say, have about 10, 20, 30 products, then it's absolute perfect for you. And one question coming in: are you planning for any sort of Amazon integration as well?
Actually, yes, it's in the roadmap, but I don't think it will be in the next integration launch. But we can definitely work on that.
Okay, so are you guys working on a waterfall development model or agile?
Agile.
Okay,
Agile.
perfect. So anyone wanted to know about that? So they are focusing purely on agile development. So as things keeps coming out, every iteration they will be pushing out new things all the time. Guys, let me know if you have any other question. So Naseem is asking, is the product available to purchase? How much? Yes, Naseem, the product is available to purchase. You can head to pitchground.com/products/Dislio, or you can simply go to pitchground.com, click on the deals page, and you will see the Dislio product. You can grab it for just $59 to begin with. And depending upon how many stores you need, you can grab as many codes as you want. And the best part again is you can get it for your customers as well. You can set things up for them. You can set up the account for them and charge them on monthly basis. That will really help you add some fantastic revenue to your top line so that you can increase on whatever you're earning right now. This is how you can really upsell and add more value to your customers. Like, that's very important. And if you're running a brick and mortar store already, or someone in your family, this is an absolute brilliant product for them. One person is asking, are you planning to build mobile app at all, or that's not in the roadmap at all?
The thing is, Udit, we want to build a mobile app. Actually, not with the all the things integrated, because more like not all this module could be put it into a mobile app. But we are
Mhm.
planning to do is, for an example, let's say sales ordering, quotation, like those things. And
Maybe I think you can probably build something very simple, which is just a notification app, right?
yes,
Where new
exactly.
orders, yeah, just like how Shopify app is, right? You cannot do anything except for
Yeah.
just seeing the order or approving the order or something like that. Those are the only things that you can do, right? So maybe something that simple can sometimes. One thing that a lot of Shopify users really love is that ping notification as soon as you get an order, right? It gets you motivated. So I think something like that can always motivate people,
Yeah.
and something that small can just make things a lot
Yes,
more
that
easier for
we
people.
already we already have. Yeah.
Awesome. So I guess with that, we are on time right now. So guys, if you have any other questions, please drop them in. We will be taking up questions, or if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us at support@pitchground.com. Or if you have any questions that you want me to personally answer, you can reach out to me at again support@pitchground.com and just add attention to Udit, and the team will assign the ticket to me, and I'll be more than happy to answer. If you want to reach out to Lahiru or his team, you can simply go on their website. They have a live chat. You can reach out to them, speak with them, get to know about the product. If you need a personal demo, again, you can just reach out to them. And on the basis of again, first go ahead and sign up and see if the product is the right fit for you or not. And for a good period of time, Dislio is available exclusively on PitchGround for just $59. That's it. And you have an entire ERP system which will usually cost you like hundreds of dollars per month at the very least. That to a product this mature and at the current stage. So do check it out, give it a try. Before we wrap up this session, Lairu, do you want to say anything to the fellow pitch rounders?
Yeah, actually, yes. I wanted to thank you, PitchGrounders, for like already trying out our products, and I want especially wanted to thank you guys, the PitchGround team, to evaluate our product and putting it to the market. And like we are very glad that we are being featured in PitchGround.
Awesome, awesome. We are very excited. Guys, will be coming back for episode two tomorrow, where we'll dive deep into different strategies in terms of how you can use an ERP, how you can sell an ERP to your customers. We'll be start and like every series that we do on every single product, we'll start diving more into strategies. This was the first episode, so we wanted to first showcase you the product before we start sharing different strategies and how you can implement them. We'll also be coming up with some lead generation strategies for you where you can create these lead opportunities for yourself and then sell Dislio yourself to your customers on a subscription. So we'll also share those strategies with you. But until then, thank you everyone for staying on till the end. And we will be seeing you guys tomorrow sharp at 10 a.m. EST once again, where we will dive into more strategies and we'll have Lairu with us. So everyone, thank you once again for joining us, and make sure that you have a fantastic day ahead and make sure to stay safe. Bye everyone.
Thank you.